Today is November 11th, which means today is Veterans Day. Veterans Day is the one day a year where we set aside everything and commemorate our U.S. veterans. Now, Cardington PNN is always in charge each year of making a Veterans Day video to show to the entire school district. And this year is no different. So please, everybody just sit back, relax, and enjoy this year's version of our Veterans Day video. And to all of our American veterans, we all thank you for your service. Enjoy.
In 1921, an unknown World War I soldier was buried at Arlington National Cemetery. This site on a hillside overlooking the Potomac River and the city of Washington, D.C. became the focal point of reference for America's veterans. Similar ceremonies occurred in England and France, where an unknown soldier was buried at each nation's highest place of honor. These memorable gestures all took place on November 11th, giving universal recognition to the celebrated ending of World War I, fighting at 11 a.m., November 11th, 1918. The day became known as Armistice Day. Armistice Day officially received its name in America in 1926 through a congressional resolution. It became a holiday 12 years later by a similar congressional action. U.S. Representative Edward Reese of Kansas proposed a bill that would change Armistice Day to Veterans Day. In 1954, Congress passed the bill signed by President Eisenhower, proclaiming November 11th as Veterans Day.
This is Lala reporting for PNN. Today I'm with
Miss Ebert! He used to be President of the United States, but Dwight D. Eisenhower was an important general during World War II. He was part of leading the Allied troops in Europe, and a lot of people appreciated what he did during World War II and also liked his leadership style, and that ended up making him the President of the United States because the American people picked him.
Hello, what's your name?
My name is Charles Purdy.
And what branch of the military did you serve in?
I was in the United States Marine Corps.
Hi, so what's your name?
Jason Raper.
What branch of the military did you serve in?
The United States Navy.
My name is Larry Motes, and I served in the United States Army.
All right, Caleb. So last you were a 2022 senior, right, at Cardington?
Yes, sir.
And now you're in the Air Force branch, right?
Yes, sir.
What does Veterans Day mean to you?
Well, Veterans Day is a day that we honor all the soldiers that served in Vietnam that were killed, in all wars, the people that were killed and fought for your freedom, and we honor them, not just on Veterans Day, but every day.
Veterans Day to me means really just taking a pause and thinking about your brothers and sisters that have spent time basically out of their lives, away from family, away from the children, their spouses, siblings, everybody, and just to give you the freedoms that we earn today. Not everything's given to you, not everything's free, and it's all thanks to the men and women who have served our country. So that's why we thank them.
And what was like the hardest thing that you had to do when you were in service?
When we'd be on deployment, you'd work 12 hours, maybe 16 hours a day, and those were real long days. There was 4 days I can remember where we worked 20 hours on, 4 hours off, just trying to get a down aircraft up so we could fly it back to the beach.
So far, in BMT, one of the hardest things to do was to definitely keep my mouth shut, because I was very talkative, and one thing you gotta learn is to only talk when needed to.
What's your favorite memory?
Well, my favorite memory is just the camaraderie that I had with the other Marines, and getting to know everybody and where they were from, and a little bit about their families. And we shared a lot of information like that. We didn't have television, radios, so we did a lot of talking with each other.
It's hard to say what my favorite memory is. In 14 and a half years of service, 3 deployments, countless troops that I've met, both domestic and foreign, it's hard to pinpoint exactly what would be my favorite memory. But if I were to pick something, it would be a combination of things, and really it's just the fact that I got to travel to different places, whether it's at war or training or whatever. You get to see a lot of the world. You get to see a lot of the world with people you call your friends and family. And to me, that's probably what I miss the most, is having that camaraderie and just doing life with people that you know have your back and you have theirs, and they would do anything for you in a heartbeat. That would be my favorite memory, is just the closeness and the family and the traveling and experiencing things together.
Ms. Wallet?
What does the FFA do for Veterans Day?
So a couple years ago, we developed a project where we wanted to pay tribute to some of the veterans in our community. And we started by just developing kind of a flag memorial outside of the school, just to bring a little bit of visibility to Veterans Day and make sure that people thought of it when they drove past. And so there was a sign that some students built, and we put out different flags to represent veterans in our community. And since then it's grown to not only include the flag display, but also to include, we make boutonnieres the day before Veterans Day here in the classroom. In their sophomore class, students learn about floral design. And so we utilize those skills to make some boutonnieres that then we present to our veterans in official dress on Veterans Day, just to again provide some visibility to the veterans in our school district and encourage people to ask them about their boutonnieres, ask them about if they served or if they had family members who served, so that they get to spend the day remembering the veterans in their life and telling other people about what they've done. We also last year added a flag raising where we work with the middle school to put 2 of our members have written a reflection, and they will share that with the 8th grade out around the flagpole on the morning of Veterans Day, and then we'll have some FFA members who will raise the flag.
Hi, I'm Kim Harvey, the 6th grade science teacher. Happens to be our day to dress up, so I'm dressed up patriotic for our activity, accidentally. That works out well.
Are you related to any Benjamins at all?
I am. My dad was in the Air National Guard, and my brother is in the Air National Guard, as well as my nephew. My son is considering doing the same thing.
Okay. How often do they get to see you, or family in general?
My dad was only in for a little while. My brother has been in for quite a few years, and he has left the country for several stints. He got to go to Israel and get to do some interesting things. So he's not away from us a lot, but we do appreciate the time that they're dedicating. He did miss the birth of his child while he was gone. Had to watch that through the phone, and one of those heartbreaking things for those people who give so much to keep us safe.
For Veterans Day, we went to Veterans Memorial Park to educate ourselves on the history of Veterans Day and the history the monuments hold.
The first monument we have at this park was donated in 1936 by the Captain W.M. Hendricks, Daughters of the American Revolution. The name of the statue is the spirit of the American doughboy, and it is made to honor those who served in World War I.
This monument is for the Global War on Terrorism. It was designed by Dan German. It has the Twin Towers and the American flag in the background. It also has every branch of the military. This is the Revolutionary War Monument. It includes 13 obelisks which represent the original colonies.
monument that's unique to even this park is the Freedom Tree. It was made to honor Captain Bruce Nystrom, who was a Navy pilot, and it is also made to honor the POW MIA prisoners of war and missing in action.
This week in PNN, we had the opportunity to interview elementary students about Veterans Day.
What is Veterans Day about?
Celebrate all the veterans who've served in wars.
People who served in the war.
It's because, whoever fought in the war.
A day to celebrate people who served in the war. People are in our army, and when they die, you accept them. You put in veterans also in a parade carry flags.
Why is Veterans Day important?
To serve the military. So we can celebrate veterans.
To honor all the veterans.
Veterans Day is important because some people survived and some people didn't, and some of the people were famous.
Do you know any veterans?
My grandpa.
Yeah, my uncle.
Grandma. My mom's friend. My grandpa.
George Washington, George Patton, and I can't remember the other five. George Washington.
Perfect. Thank you.
Week on PNN, we're here with
Mrs. McClure
to interview her about
monument at the Glendale Cemetery. It's the Civil War monument. It's a monument that dates back to 1889, and it has a little over 300 names on it for the men from Cardington Township that fought in the Civil War. So that's why it's there, and it's the only monument of its kind like that in Morrow County. There's a couple other Civil War monuments, but nothing of that scope like what we have at the Glendale Cemetery.
This has been Kaylin reporting for PNN.
Hi, my name is Fred First Class Meade. I'm enlisted in the U.S. Army as a 12 Delta, otherwise known as an engineer diver. Now, as to why I actually enlisted in the Army, specifically, the Army is a very well-rounded branch compared to all the other branches in the U.S. So how the Air Force has a focus on cyber, airplanes, and then networking is what the Air Force has a focus in. We have that along with the Marines' boots on the ground, and then the Navy's strong focus on engineering and big ships. Essentially, we have all of that. And I saw the appeal in 12 Delta, mostly because I wanted to first get certified in scuba diving to help pursue a career in marine biology. And I still want to get into that, which is why I'm going to take college here probably in the next year on that. But as for right now, I plan on staking this for the full 20. Retirement pension will be very nice to have. But yeah, no, that's pretty much what I do in the Army.
Hi guys, my name is Olivia, and I'm here to share with you some really interesting facts about Veterans Day. Let's go.
Interesting fact that I would really like to share with you guys this Veterans Day is that poppies are actually a symbol of veterans and are new veterans. On to the next fact. Another interesting fact that I would like to share with you guys for Veterans Day is that one of our most well-known veterans is actually Johnny Cash. He was a famous musician, he was in the Air Force, and he's also a part-time influencer. So he would go down in his free time and he would actually play songs to all of his friends in the military, and they would all just kind of jam out and have a good time. So I kind of figured I'd, show off my skills, and never mind, let's just go to the next fact. Another Veterans Day fact that some of you may not have known is that Aside from our obvious colors red, white, and blue, green is actually another color that symbolizes Veterans Day. It stands for love, friendship, and hope for the future. It also stands for patience and resemblance of kindness and respectfulness towards our veterans. Thank you guys for watching this episode of PNN for Veterans Day. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and please take some time to thank all of our veterans. They all deserve appreciation, family or not, and hope that you guys have a great day.
I'm Tom Hack. I was in the United States Army Reserves. I left for basic training on August 26, 1990. Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait on August 2nd. So that was the start of Desert Storm. So the time that I was in training, we were in Desert Storm. I got to see my family at Thanksgiving, and then I didn't get to see them again until I graduated from AIT, which was Valentine's Day. My family, I have aunts and uncles that were in the military. My uncle was in World War II. My other uncle was in the Korean War. My father-in-law was in the Korean War. Veterans Day to me is where we pay homage to all those people that sacrificed their lives, sacrificed their time, put themselves in jeopardy so that we could have the freedoms that we have today outlined in our Constitution.
Elephant or mule, America, it's pretty cool.
Pause. America, it's too cool. Hit it. The first branch to discuss in our armed forces medley, but let me tell you that all 5 branches can be pretty deadly. The Air Force is the youngest, but they're much more than planes. They stop all the hackers so you don't have to go insane. Air traffic control, but you know there's so much more. They have come a long, long way from being the Army Air Corps. Gliding over the plains, whether big or small, off into the wild blue yonder, 'cause they are above all. Flying up above, with nothing in their way, we support our Air Force on this Veterans Day.
It's Veterans Day.
It's Veterans Day.
The next branch that we talk about's the United States Marines. But you know those devil dogs, they're much more than they seem. When they go into battle, they're the first ones on the scene. Those boys are always fighting on the land and in the sea. Marines are the first to fight for our right, day and night. But tonight, we thank all our Marines for doing what's right. Today we thank our veterans, 'cause they never back away. So make sure to thank one, 'cause it's, Veterans Day.
Honor, respect, and devotion to duty. Their core values is a thing of beauty. Guard the Great Lakes, make no mistakes. They're always ready, they ain't no fake. People may ask, well, what do they add? They stop our country from breaking bad. We hold them to the highest regard. Always ready, it's our Coast Guard. Environmental cleanup to keep us all healthy, but you don't know that because we're so stealthy. Keep intruders at bay, please don't delay. Thank our Coast Guard on Veterans Day.
The Army is next in a rap. It's the talents that we have to recap. You already know it's this will defend, 'cause it's all reliable, no need to pretend. The Army you see is indeed what our country needs to have our liberty and our rights to be free, so we can agree 100% guarantee the Army is the best, east to west, I confess. We are blessed with the quest to make sure fears addressed, our things are expressed for the no rest, hardest test. We fight our wars, land ashore, always winning, wanting more, but before, let's restore the glory of the Army's lore. The biggest branch take a stance, other nations have no chance, but in advance, it's our thanks we enhance. So today, while your holiday is underway, thanks for your service and happy Vets Day.
It's Veterans Day. It's Veterans Day. Our final branch is the U.S. Navy, sailing overseas that are so wavy.
Honor, courage, commitment is the name. Our U.S. Navy is changing the game.
You know George Washington is their dad. If he was my dad, I'd be glad.
What? 6 presidents from World War II, let their praise now ensue.
Everyone knows them from Top Gun, but there's so much more that they've done.
Let's hope the song was educational. It's much more than recreational.
Because of these vets and all their fight, making this song was only right. From everyone here at PNN, thank you all you veterans once again.
All right, Ryan, let's get out of here.
You said it, big dog.